So today I'm going to be talking about something which I don't like to do. That is ride superbikes in rains. Well, many of my friends like to do it, but I do not. And I have a few reasons. And I'm going to be talking about them in today's video. Well, many of you asked me last year when the monsoons were there that why I was not riding these bikes, why I was only riding the Duke or some other bike when it rains, why I was not taking out the Gixxer or the R1. And now, number one reason why I don't like to ride these fast super bikes in rain is because they get dirty. And you would say, what? Just get dirty? Well, anyone who owns a fully faired motorbike understands how tough it's to clean them up. Because if you take a look at this motorbike here, my friend, if you can come closer, this panel is fairing is out because I'm fixing the coolant hose. But imagine it's very tightly packed, all right? And when you ride, it's not just water, but there would be sand that would get into all these, underbelly panel, the chain area, this area, the tail section, and it's just messy. When you get back home to clean the bike up, it takes hours and hours. It takes me about 3 to 4 hours to clean up a fully faired motorbike, a super bike, after I go out for a ride in the rain. And again, do up the chain. So it's just too much of work. Yes, if I'm on a ride and it starts to rain, well, I have no other option. I would ride, but I would not go out in case the forecast says that the probability of rain is there today. And okay, you would say I can take the Gixxer out. It's not fully faired. So why wouldn't I take the Gixxer out in the rain? Well, again, when it's raining, what's the fun of riding a motorbike with 180 or 190 horsepower, with 110 Nm of torque? Imagine that. Okay, traction control, riding modes, that's all fine, but what kind of fun are we having? We are not really having any fun, correct? Because you're being very gradual on the throttle, you're being careful on the brakes. So the fun factor of riding a superbike is gone. So I better ride a Duke or any, a slightly lesser powered motorbike. So that's a second point. That is, it's no fun. You just have to be too careful with the power. And point number three, well, your riding gear. Now talk about this. I have got really good riding gear, leather pants, leather boots, leather jackets, and my helmets. Would you want to mess everything up by going out in rain when you know that it almost would rain? The probability would be 90% and you would still go. Imagine, the whole gear is probably worth a lakh or more, and you go out. Leather and water are not friends, right? And if I go out in rain and completely wet my suit top to bottom, my helmet, which cost 25,000, I put it into water and everything. I mean, of course, inside won't be water, but still, water can go through the air vents and all that. So your gloves, and I get back home, everything is wet. And the biggest issue, how will it dry? In monsoons, it could be, the sun might not be bright enough to dry your gear for 3 or 4 days. And if I keep my leathers, my leather pants, boots and everything in a room without drying it up for 2 or 3 days, fungus would start. And it would also get very hard. So that would screw up your leather, which costs so much money. So very bad idea there. And wearing ordinary riding gear and riding these bikes, I don't think it's a good idea anyway. Now, a huge safety issue. That is, when you're riding in rain, you put your visor down. Number one, really, can you see anything? Because the number of water droplets that get onto your visor, it blocks your vision. And the vision goes down. And riding these fast bikes with limited vision is not good at all. And also, if you do not have an anti-fog visor like what I do, then your visor would start to fog inside. That is called condensation. And you would have to get it out and put it back. Get it up and put it back down many times. And that is not safe, because we all know when helmet's visor starts to fog from inside, it's bad. It's really, really bad. And when it's raining, it happens all the time. So visibility is a huge issue through the helmet visor. And have any one of you tried to put the helmet visor up and ride when it's raining? Oh, it's crazy. The water droplets hit your skin and your eyes like needles. So that's one big issue too. And friends, another point is that fine, I'm in rain, I get back home. We have to attend to these bikes and clean them up, because although the frame is completely aluminum and it would not rust, but there are parts that could rust. That is, one is like the brake rotors. These, if you get back home and if there's water on the brake rotors and you feel lazy, and if you don't clean the motorbike up, uh, get back to the motorbike after 24 hours and you would see surface rust, which is not a good thing. So the same thing can happen to your chain also, and can happen to the the header pipe, the connecting pipe of the exhaust. So that is where you got to get back home, and no matter how tired you are, you immediately got to clean these areas up and make them dry so that they don't rust. That's another big issue riding in rain. So friends, I think that is it from my side, and not able to think of any more points right now, but I'm sure there are many more disadvantages of riding in rain. If you think of any more, not so good things about riding in rain on these big fast bikes, or even in general, any motorbike, then let me know, in the comments, and we can discuss about it. Also, if you have any suggestions of how I can overcome these issues, if I get stuck in rain with these big bikes, then I would really appreciate that. Thank you, friends. Bye bye.